Rank what is important to you when buying a resale property. Price, size, location, potential profit. Comment down below. If not, the crybaby will keep crying. Please comment so that they will stop crying.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Property Titus Lim Ask Titus, and today we'll be diving into the second part of applying Sun Tzu Art of War into real estate. Particularly, what we'll be looking at is the resale market. How can we use this know thy enemy, know thyself strategy to gain an advantage in the resale market? So let's jump right in. So for a start, we'll look at this case study, the Panorama in Ang Mo Kio, which TOP in the year 2017. What you can see here are transactions that happened in 2015, 2021, 2024. For 2015 transaction, which is before TOP, we can see that for a 4-bedroom is going for about 1.6 million. And fast forward 5 years later, this 1.6 million has resold for about 1.8 million, and 3 years later in 2024, the same 4-bedroom unit has resold for 2.4 million. So if we are a buyer buying in today's context, the 4-bedroom at 2.4 million, the question that I have to ask everyone is, how much do we want to sell in the future, let's say 2029? It will be probably around the region of 2.9 to 3 million to have some healthy profit. So here comes the curveball, whereby in 2029, if we want to sell for 2.9 to 3 million, our neighbor who has bought in at 2021 or 2015, buying in at 1.6 million or 1.8 million, might also want to let go of their unit, and they will want to fetch 2.9 to 3 million. However, at that point of time, if market cannot accept 2.9 to 3 million, what might happen to the prices? Everybody might lower the prices to 2.7, 2.8. So for you as a buyer, buying in at 2.5 million, you might have a lot more resistance to lower your price to 2.7. But that's not the same case for your neighbors who have bought in at 1.8 or 1.6 million. They will be more than willing to lower the price and quickly release their unit and then move on with their property planning. So what happens in this example essentially tell us that if we are buying on the higher end of the price for resale market, we might not have the advantage. In fact, we will be in a disadvantaged situation whereby our neighbors are able to lower the asking price and release their unit much faster than us. So critically for resale property, we must know our neighbors, know thy enemy, know thyself, to know what are the chances of us releasing the unit at our desired price. So first thing first, for resale property, there are 2 factors to fulfill. Number 1, livability. Number 2, resale potential profit in the future. So if we have taken care of the livability concern, the second thing we should be looking at is the finances part of it. Are we paying a fair market value? Are we overpaying, or can we purchase undervalued properties? And in this instant, I would like to share 2 quick examples of how we have helped our buyers buy in at a lower price and save them 2 to 300,000 for resale transaction. If we look at Lake Life Development resale, in the earlier part of this year, units were going at 1.6, 1.7. However, we managed to help our buyers secure a unit at 1.55 million, essentially saving this buyer 150,000 that they can use these funds for renovation or for other purpose. Second example, a soon to TOP project in Aljunied, Penrose. We can see earlier part of this year, transactions were going at 2 to 2.1 million. However, we helped our buyer bought in at 1.8 million, essentially saving him 300,000. The question that we should ask ourselves is, how did we manage to help this buyer save so much? I would like to use a simple example to illustrate this point to you. We should be looking at properties whereby sellers are more than buyers. How do we know where there will be more sellers as compared to buyers? By having a situation of having more sellers compared to buyers, and as buyers, we will then have a better chance to enter at a better price. When new projects are launched, there is essentially only one seller, which is the developer. And that brings me to the previous video. So if you have not watched part 1 on how we use Sun Tzu Art of War for new launches, I'll put the link in the description below so that you can watch it. And if you have not liked, share and subscribe, please do so. It means a lot to me. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. So for new launches, there is only one seller. So typically, by certain time, 100% of the development will be sold. Otherwise, the developer will get a penalty in terms of ABSD by not selling within 5 years. And thereafter, we reach a stage called TOP. And imagine we have 500 units. Typically, around 30 to 40% of owners will then want to release their unit for resale. And at this point of time, there will be a lot of sellers. And this is where you could possibly go in and have a better and more competitive pricing. But if let's say we fast forward after TOP another 3 to 5 years, at this point of time, out of the 500 units, maybe only 10 to 15% of the existing owners will want to sell their property. At this juncture, pricing will be much higher as there is less supply and probably more demand. And we reach another 3 to 5 years later, that's where maybe only 5% of that 500 units will want to sell. So towards the tip of this pyramid, that's where we want to avoid, whereby prices has already increased. Right, from the bottom, buying from developer, we will buy at 1,000 and reach TOP stage, we will probably buy at 1,300, and then 3 to 5 years later, we will buy at 1,500, 1,600, and subsequently, on the last stage, tip of the pyramid, we will then be buying at around 1,900, 2,000. And that is where we should try to avoid entering into the resale market towards the tip of the pyramid. Number one, when prices has already grown and increased too much. And number two, where sellers are little and there is more demand. In this case, sellers will probably be a little bit more resistant to lower their price and they will want to hold out for the asking price. As a buyer, you will not have that bargaining chip if you really want that unit, and you will be in a way forced to enter at 1,008, 1,009, 2,000 per square feet. And that brings us back to the panorama example, whereby in the event of selling, you will be at a disadvantaged situation as compared to your neighbors. So to illustrate this point as well, I would like to bring our attention to Forest Wood, a project that has TOP in late 2020 to early 2021. Remember, we mentioned that projects that has just achieved TOP status, there will be typically 30 to 40% of owners wanting to release their unit for sale. So what we can see is that 1 year subsequently after TOP, there has been 21 transactions in sub-sale and prices were around 1.2 million for a 2-bedroom unit. And as we climb up the pyramid, less people wanting to sell, we can see that there's only 13 transactions in the next 2 years and prices were transacting at 1.4 million. This essentially proves the point that sellers are more resistant to lower their price when they know that there isn't much sellers and there's demand for their unit. And this behavior does not simply just apply to Forest Wood or District 19. Essentially, is the behavior throughout the entire of Singapore. So in this short video, I hope you have gained valuable insights onto how we can apply the art of war into buying resale property. Yes, livability is something that is important for you and your family, but let's not neglect the financial part of it just because we like the location, we like the place, end up we overpaying and we are at a disadvantaged situation in future should we want to exit the market. So if you need any help, any assistance in spotting good undervalued resale property, as shared in the example in the video earlier, me and my team, we have a good track record in helping our clients spot undervalued resale property that they can shift into, but also in future, should they want to exit, they are in a better situation. So once again, thank you for watching. If you do need any information on real estate or if you like a consultation, do drop me a DM. Also, please do drop in the comments what would you like me to actually share in the next few episodes or any suggestion that you might want to have. I have a lot of fun creating such video and I do hope that you have as much fun watching it, and I really appreciate your support and I hope that we can build this community together. Alright guys, thanks for watching. As always, God bless.